Handmade with love, the Princess of Wales reportedly surprises Prince William with a deeply personal gift from West Wales, just as fresh revelations spark renewed turmoil around the House of Windsor. Is this a heartfelt gesture amid chaos, or calm before another royal storm? The drama keeps building. Welcome to Reality Flash, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of royal family, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. Handmade with love, the Princess of Wales surprises Prince William with a special gift from West Wales. During a recent engagement in West Wales, the Princess of Wales eschewed the typical formalities of royal life for a hands-on experience that resulted in a touching, personal gift for her husband. What began as a standard official visit to the town of Cardigan on Tuesday transformed into a display of Catherine's genuine warmth and her flair for craftsmanship, offering a rare window into the couple's affectionate relationship. The 44-year-old princess visited a renowned family-run denim manufacturer, celebrated for its dedication to sustainable practices and heritage British craftsmanship. While touring the facility, Catherine was not content to merely observe, she eagerly accepted an invitation to participate in the production process. Under the expert tutelage of master cutter Claudio Bellotti, a craftsman with over 5 decades of experience, the princess sat down at a workstation to try her hand at the intricate art of denim assembly. Observers noted that the princess appeared relaxed and genuinely fascinated by the technical skills required to produce the premium garments. Despite Mr. Bellotti's humorous assurance that there was no pressure, Catherine applied herself with focused determination. During the session, she revealed a personal passion for arts and crafts, sharing with the staff, "I love making things." She even recounted a past attempt at sewing her own pajamas, jokingly adding that she wasn't quite sure where that particular project had ended up. The highlight of the visit came when Catherine personally stitched a "Made in Wales" patch onto a pair of high-end jeans, valued at approximately £245. When the finished garment was presented to her as a memento, she immediately redirected the gesture toward her husband. Beaming, she held up the jeans and confidently declared, "He will love these." According to royal insiders, the fact that Catherine contributed to the making of the jeans elevated the item from a simple luxury product to a sentimental gift, reflecting Prince William's appreciation for meaningful, personal gestures over grand displays. In addition to the pair for William, the company gifted the princess a pair of exclusive, unreleased jeans, symbolizing the mutual respect between the royal visitor and the local artisans. Beyond the fashion and craftsmanship, the visit provided royal watchers with a delightful update on the Wales family's private life. While being introduced to the factory's resident cocker spaniel, named Barney, the princess was visibly charmed. As she petted the dog, she opened up about her own pets at home. She revealed that the family has recently welcomed a new puppy of the same breed. "We've got a little puppy," she shared, noting that the new arrival is 8 months old, while their other dog, Orla, is now 5. This candid admission painted a picture of a lively, animal-loving household, further endearing her to the public. Following the factory tour, Catherine took time to greet the crowds of well-wishers who had gathered outside. The atmosphere turned poignant when one supporter expressed their best wishes for her continued recovery following her health challenges over the past 2 years. Visibly moved by the sentiment, the princess replied with heartfelt sincerity, "Thank you very much. This is good for my soul, meeting wonderful people." The engagement in Cardigan served as more than just a promotion of British industry, it highlighted the princess's return to the fullness of her royal duties. Through her enthusiastic participation in the craft, her sweet reference to Prince William, and her candid interactions regarding her health and family life, Catherine demonstrated the authenticity and resilience that continue to define her public role. Next update. The unending storm, new revelations threaten to engulf the House of Windsor. Just as the British public began to believe that the most scandalous chapters involving Prince Andrew had been relegated to history, a fresh and ominous warning has emerged from the heart of the monarchy. The saga surrounding the Duke of York's association with the late, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is far from over. According to sources close to the ongoing legal fallout, the world has likely only witnessed the preliminary tremors of what promises to be a prolonged and devastating earthquake for the royal family. A chilling forecast now hangs over Buckingham Palace. The evidence released thus far may represent merely the tip of the iceberg. Insiders suggest that a second, and potentially a third, wave of disclosures is on the horizon, revelations so severe that they threaten to erode the very foundations of the House of Windsor for years to come. Rather than fading into obscurity, this narrative is evolving into an active, persistent threat. The second wave of evidence. The renewed sense of alarm within the palace walls is driven by the unsealing of a new cache of legal documents. These files are not merely administrative or procedural, they contain graphic descriptions and allegations that are difficult to reconcile with the public image of a senior member of the royal family. The atmosphere at the palace has been described as one of sustained dread, as officials grapple with a narrative they can no longer control. Among the most distressing details contained in these files are descriptions of a series of photographs featuring Prince Andrew. These are not the standard paparazzi shots or formal portraits associated with royal life, but rather point-of-view images that place the Duke in highly compromising positions. The legal files reportedly describe 4 distinct photographs. In these described images, the Duke of York is allegedly depicted fully clothed but positioned on his hands and knees. He is seemingly situated on top of a young woman, whose identity has been protected through redactions. The descriptions of these scenes are visceral and specific. In some frames, Andrew is said to be looking directly into the camera lens, in others, his attention is focused on the woman beneath him. Perhaps the most haunting description details a shot where the Duke is staring off into the distance, his hands placed firmly on the woman's abdomen. These descriptions serve as a stark, visual counter-narrative to the Duke's years of denials and attempts to distance himself from the Epstein circle. They are not merely a public relations crisis, they are a tangible reminder of the physical proximity Andrew had to Epstein's operations, a proximity that legal files suggest was far more integrated than previously admitted. The widening net, emails and associates. The scandal is not limited to photographic evidence. A substantial trove of emails has also surfaced, further complicating the Duke's defense. These communications reportedly reveal the granular reality of Andrew's relationship with Epstein, painting a picture of a bond that was frequent, familiar, and deeply entrenched. This starkly contrasts with the Duke's disastrous Newsnight interview, in which he attempted to characterize the relationship as distant or convenient. Furthermore, the controversy has expanded to ensnare other members of the York family. Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, has been pulled back into the spotlight. The newly surfaced documents allegedly place her in New York City for late-night engagements and suggest she made concerted efforts to secure employment for mutual associates through Epstein's vast and illicit network. For the Yorks, the past is not staying buried, it is demanding a reckoning. A monarchy paralyzed. The current crisis has exposed a critical weakness in the royal family's defense strategy. Historically, the institution survives by being proactive, shaping narratives and managing fallout before it spirals. However, in the case of Prince Andrew, the palace finds itself permanently on the defensive. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams has issued a sobering verdict, noting that the sheer volume of unreleased material leaves the monarchy in a precarious position. Because the palace does not know exactly what is buried in the thousands of files yet to be analyzed by journalists and lawyers, they cannot effectively strategize. They are fighting an enemy they cannot fully see, navigating a minefield where the location of the explosives is unknown. This uncertainty has led to a paralysis of sorts. The palace is no longer acting to save Andrew's reputation. According to insiders, the strategy has shifted entirely to institutional survival. They are trying to weather the storm, but the forecast suggests the gale is only strengthening. The father-son divide, a royal rift. Perhaps the most damaging aspect of this enduring scandal is the internal conflict it has ignited between King Charles III and his heir, Prince William. The approach to handling the Andrew problem has reportedly driven a wedge between the two men, creating a fracture at the very top of the royal hierarchy. Prince William, looking toward the future and the eventual preservation of the crown he will one day wear, has taken an uncompromising stance. Insiders describe his preferred solution as surgical intervention. William reportedly views his uncle not merely as a family member who has lost his way, but as an existential threat to the monarchy's legitimacy. His perspective is devoid of sentimentality. He believes that for the institution to survive, Andrew must be completely and permanently excised from any vestige of royal life. He fears that every day Andrew remains within the royal fold, the monarchy loses a piece of its moral authority. King Charles, however, finds himself in an agonizingly complex position. Already battling a cancer diagnosis and undergoing grueling treatment, the king is described as profoundly tired. The constant legal threats and the looming shadow of the Epstein saga are a heavy burden on a reign that is still in its early years. While Charles intellectually understands the necessity of William's ruthless pragmatism, he is hampered by his role as a brother. He is torn between his sovereign duty to protect the crown and his familial instinct to protect his sibling. This hesitation, this fatigue, has created what some observers call a leadership vacuum, one that Prince William is increasingly eager to fill to stop the reputational bleeding. The zoo animal of Royal Lodge. Amidst the power struggles and legal maneuvering, Prince Andrew's personal existence has devolved into a surreal state of isolation. Recent reports have utilized a powerful metaphor to describe the Duke's current life, that of a zoo animal. Once a celebrated naval hero and regarded as the late Queen's favorite son, Andrew is now a persona non grata. He is largely confined to the grounds of Royal Lodge, his lavish home which has now become a gilded cage. Reports depict him as a man pacing the floors, trapped in a loop of defiance and despair. His ego, often cited as his greatest flaw, reportedly prevents him from fully accepting the finality of his downfall. He is described as a man watching the world move on without him from behind the windows of his estate, while the ghosts of his past continue to clamor at the door. It is a bitter, lonely existence for a man who once operated at the highest levels of global influence. He is physically present but socially and institutionally erased, fighting against the bars of a prison he helped construct. A bleak forecast. As the dust settles on this latest round of revelations, the long-term outlook for the monarchy remains deeply concerning. Legal experts and royal commentators predict that the situation will worsen before it improves. There is a consensus that 2026 could be even more disastrous for Andrew and Sarah Ferguson than the preceding years, as the slow drip of evidence turns into a torrent. The thousands of emails and images still awaiting analysis represent a slow-motion car crash that could drag on for years. Each new release serves as a potential landmine, capable of detonating another round of public outrage and reputational damage. The tragedy of this situation lies in its persistence. The British monarchy is an institution designed to represent the best of the nation, continuity, dignity, and service. Yet, it currently finds itself inextricably tethered to one of modern history's most prolific sex offender scandals through the actions of a senior prince. King Charles attempts to steer the ship of state through his own health battles and a desire to modernize the monarchy. However, he is constantly anchored by his brother's past. The ultimatum seems clear: the king may soon be forced to choose between saving his brother or saving the crown. With Prince William pushing for a decisive severance, the middle ground has all but vanished. As the world watches the House of Windsor navigate this crisis, the question remains: how much more can the institution withstand? The warning is clear: the worst may be yet to come. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from royal family, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.